What's up, team? And we are back, Empire Mastermind. I'm so excited for this weekend. Coaches have been given tactics which have them constantly chasing, where they're always busy, they're always reacting. And every coach who steps in the villa this weekend is going to have a completely new outlook on how they handle their business. A business filled with cadence, a business where they will be choosing the clients they work with and they're not chasing. In a market that is constantly being more sophisticated and changing and evolving, you need to change how you operate. And every coach that steps in this villa will have a full operating system of how they handle their content and how they handle their ads to ensure they're attracting the best clients. And not only that, but they're selling out month after month. So strap in and be ready for an amazing weekend. Thanks everyone for coming. The special thing with these weekends is we can all learn from one another. What one person is saying about their business you've maybe encountered before, or you will in the future. So session one is problem solving things that are coming up right now. Firstly, I think the best coaching comes from the best questions that you ask. So if a new CEO came into your business, what is the one thing that they would do that you're maybe currently not doing that would drive growth? We'll dive into it. Life will have like different positions that we're in. So maybe before you had like a chip on your shoulder of like, I want to prove myself. And now you're in this weird identity of, I feel like I've proved myself. I feel like a lot more confident in myself, a lot more comfortable. That can be a weird thing for us to live with.
Yeah.
If you've always gone through like, no, I'm going to prove myself, I'm going to prove myself. And then you're like, hey, I'm in much better shape. My business is a lot better. And that kind of like underdog mentality you always had has kind of disappeared a bit.
Yeah.
So you almost need to create a new identity of that future life that you want from yourself. And a huge disagreement with is like, success is like correlated with pain. Like I see some people say like, the only way you can be more successful if there's more pain. That I completely disagree. Maybe you've had pain to like see the results in your physique that you have, or see your business growth so far. But you don't need that pain to take you to that next level.
Yeah.
So you might be looking for that fuel source of like, where's my pain? You're like, fuck, I don't really have any. And that's maybe making you a bit more complacent and a bit more discomfort. So it's coming from a different place of like, okay, now my mission isn't about me as much anymore. It's about the people I know I serve. It's about my loved ones, my future loved ones. And it's like, hey, can I create that drive from like that different side of things?
Yeah.
So yesterday was the bigger picture, here 12 months, and now this is actually the monthly operating rhythm. So each of those months is going to be repeated through a 4-week cycle.
That was like the bird's eye view of like what the year looks like. Now we're going to get really, really deep into what actually every single month looks like. Week 1 is about building demand. We're creating awareness. That's what we want. Then 2, we're going in to stack the list. But we're also getting hand raises and finding out who is our hotter leads and who is not. Then we've got the 3rd one, which to initiate the audience. So we go through certain ways to actually get them to activate, raise their hand, and actually push them into some sort of conversion event, which I'll go through. And then the final one is actually to sell. I want you to have a little think about like which one of these do you feel like you're currently avoiding? There's probably going to be a block at some point in your business through it. Which one do you think you're avoiding and why? Are you really good at like the sell, or do you avoid the sell? Take a moment to actually write in your workbook like what you feel that is.
I stopped for New Year's. They need to go back.
Where's my opposition?
I think this is a great way to look at your business. Money now time blocks, which you're literally just focused on acquiring clients now. So that's going to come through conversations, sales calls, etc. Then you have your money later tasks, which will be like content blocking, data tracking, etc. And then we have our money maintenance, which is like dealing with clients. Very easy to spend a lot of our time here. Even for example here, like a money now block. So if you said, okay, between like 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. every day, I'm going to be in money now. And let's say if you have a sales call booked, they don't show up. It's really easy for you to go, oh, I was meant to be on a sales call. Let me just get back to clients. What I'd like press with you is stay here. Be like, okay, is there people I can follow up with? Can I jump in with a few voice notes? Is there something I can be doing during that time? Because this is meant to be a money now block. So it's being like super strict with that. I think a big thing as well is like sometimes you can get overwhelmed with everything that you have to do. Sometimes you're never actually present in what you're doing. Maybe a bit resentful if you feel, oh, I'm not actually having enough time to grow the business, but I just feel like I'm stuck here, or we don't have enough thinking space to be in like money later blocks. So it's giving yourself that ability to have that time. So now what I want you to do is I want you thinking of this in like a 90-day filter. So everything that we kind of spoke about, if you were to do it over the next 90 days, one, what do you think would change in a positive way? But I also want you to say like, what do you think could potentially break? Like how your business is set up, whether it's your time, whether it's your team. Is there something you think if you did this over next 90 days could break? Steph, for you, is there anything specific you felt with anything here about like maybe what you're going to be doing differently?
What clicked for me was that
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have a lead problem nurturing existing needs that I actually have.
Such a good point. Like you don't have an awareness problem. People know you. It's more the like nurture and conversion.
That's what I said to you, when you know how to hire a coach.
Yeah.
That's one bit that kind of scares me a bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
When I think, so back and think about it, I think I'm kind of scared of scaling a bit.
Really?
Because I know that more work's going to come off the back of it, more pressure, more responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like a different kind of pressure, I suppose.
Yeah, it's like...
And I think the feeling you have of like feeling a bit scared, you see that as like you evolving. I think one of the main things you put in your onboarding form was wanting to be in charge of a brand and be a business owner and like lead people. That bit of discomfort that you're feeling is literally, fuck, I'm actually pushing into that identity that I said I wanted to. One thing I just want to say, weekends like this don't come just from like what we say in the room, they come from everyone around. So like, thank you for how you've all showed up, questions that you've asked, energy that you've brought. Appreciate you all for a great weekend.
Thank you.
it. Mastermind wrapped up, and what a weekend it's been. I think we often hear the importance of being in the right room. And to be honest, sometimes it sounds a bit cliche, but when you are genuinely in the room and you have proximity to people who can push you, you have a certain ceiling of where you think you can get to. And when you get into rooms like this, your ceiling just becomes so much bigger. I had moments during the mastermind where I was at the top of the room and there was coaches around leading conversation, talking to one another, challenging each other. And those things are so impactful for their journey, for their growth, for their evolution. Not only that, but actually understanding that business is tough and the problems that they're going through, they're not alone with it. They get to hear from other coaches who are facing similar issues and have been through something themselves. So having the right coaching sessions in place throughout the weekend. But on top of that, it's proximity to us and to all the other coaches in the room from a social setting. And if you've enjoyed what you've seen and potentially interested in coming to one of our next Empire Masterminds, just click below, drop me a message on Instagram and DM me the word mastermind and I'll send you more information.